So it's Tuesday morning, the guys have got the cars unloaded, they're unpacking them. I thought it's a good opportunity to just show you some of the things that were impacted on over the weekend at Newcastle. First one is the secondary system for the exhaust. There was a bit of chat. Shane mentioned that he was hot in the car, some of the other drivers did also. So Supercars allowed us to use heat wrap on the secondary part of the exhaust. So that's coming out of the engine, hooks onto these pipes here and then goes into the muffler. So you can see it's a heat wrap and then they wire it on. If we have a close look here, you can see once they wind that heat wrap on, then there's bits of wire all around the heat wrap to hold it in place. So that brings the cabin temperature down because it retains the heat and it all goes out the exhaust. So in theory that makes it a little bit cooler inside the car. The next one was a wheel nut. Now there was a lot of guys you saw in the pit stops taking their time, winding the nut on properly. You saw a few of these clips pop off the wheel nuts laying on the ground. It'll be interesting at the Australian Grand Prix because we'll actually be under pressure to do the fastest tyre stop we can. So you won't have the time when you're not putting the fuel in the car to wind the nut on by hand. So that's something certainly to look out for at the AGP. This is a really interesting one. The sills that run on the side of the car have a scraping block on the back of them. You can see that still bolted to this one here. But come close and have a look at the amount of rubber that these sills. So this is obviously the other side and you can see how much rubber and build up and how much torture they go under. You can see that they're split really badly and they'll need to be cleaned up and repaired. But you know, these under normal circumstances would be destroyed and replaced. But we've got a massive shortage of parts, so we're going to try and patch those up. So I'll clean all this rubber off, put some more composite material down and hopefully patch those. The next one's the headlights. So we run a different headlight to the Ford where we have a composite base and we put a lens in it. As you can see, it's pretty hard. This is off Andre's car. It hasn't actually hit anything, but just from the vibration and the rocks and different things, it smashed the glass. And you can see all of ours, the insert has shaken out of them and broken. So that's something we're going to have to do a bit of work off. Finally, I thought you might find this interesting. This is the under tray off Macaulay's car. He had a bit of contact with Declan Fraser at the start of the last race. Split the front bumper, not a big impact, but that'll need to go back to the manufacturer. But you can see also here where these parts of the under tray are packed with foam. So that'll need to be cut out because the foam's compressed and been damaged, relayed in there, and then they'll need to put the top over it. So we had two of these damaged. We've got one we can repair at the shop and this one will have to go back. So the boys are, as you can see, flat out working, getting the cars ready for the AGP. If there's anything other interesting that comes to light before we get to the event, we'll put it on a video and send it to you.